Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to Above It All. I've got another miscellaneous topic here for discussion, and this is a genuine question that I don't understand the strategy of. Is the Democratic Party right now is in a position with Joe Biden as the presumptive nominee where Joe Biden has all eyes on him, spotlight on that motherfucker? Why did they push Bernie to drop out so hard? What is this? Because, okay, so here's the thing. Unity is a pipe dream. That's not happening. There is no unity. I will never unify with someone who wants my mother to die because she's poor. I'm sorry. I cannot unify with that person. So the whole pipe dream of unity is just bizarre to me. I just don't understand it. But when you had Bernie versus Biden, the spotlight maybe mostly was on Biden because people thought he was the nominee anyway before that. But at least, like, why did Biden and Bernie not do another debate? That at least gave an avenue for Biden to get his message out, to not look completely like a zombie, and to not have the spotlight entirely on him. Because now we're in a situation where we have an extended general election. And when I say extended, I mean it's not July to November, it's now April to November, right? We have an extended general election, and Biden is just like the whole campaign for Biden was limited visibility. Literally, he was social distancing before the coronavirus, like, told us all to. Like, he was just in the shadows, not doing anything up until, like, South Carolina, and then, look at me, right? Like, so it's just bizarre to me that they tried to rush Bernie out of the race so soon. It's super bizarre because now everyone's looking at Biden. Trump is going to start attacking Biden. He's already done it. And in fact, I'm going to cover some content later on today that proves that he's going after Biden hard now. Which, if you would have delayed that, right, like up until July, and then crafted like a response, which, you'd had 3-4 more months to craft a response, I feel like that would have been a better move. Like, people have been floating the idea that Bernie Sanders is controlled opposition, which I find that bizarre. But I mean, like, why would you not, if you have opposition, why would you not use that to your advantage? It's just super weird. And that goes to show that they have such a bizarre fixation on Bernie. They have such a weird fear of him that I just don't understand. Because again, if it's like a two-person race and one person is obviously going to win, right, in this instance, why would you not just keep the race going just so you have like the chance to like debate, look more professional and presidential, and you have the chance to like actually like look like you're trying to do something? Because right now Biden looks like he's a disaster. He's a disaster, right? You have everyone, most Democrats are saying he's a disaster. They were saying it, back in October, back in September, like, yeah, Joe Biden's kind of frail. He's kind of like, losing his step. But now they have to eat those words because now they have to go full-throated defense for Biden for multiple more months than they would necessarily have had to. And I find that, like, I don't think Joe Biden is capable of an extended general election. I just don't. I don't think he's capable of this. I think he's going to be destroyed by Donald Trump, and I think it's going to be a very bad deal. It's possible that he'll win. Like, the whole thing really rests on how the coronavirus goes. It's possible that Trump's failure on the coronavirus, and also another thing real quick before I state that, is it really depends on how the pandemic hits certain key states. Because if we're in a situation where New York gets demolished and it's just New York, I don't think it really changes a lot. Or even if it's New York and California or any of these blue states, because this is we know that the policy here that Trump is going is a governor who's from a red state gets higher priority than a governor from a blue state. And if that maintains itself, I do think Trump has a really good chance of re-election. But if the pandemic does leak into these red states, and then people that are Trump voters start seeing like, holy shit, this guy's not doing a damn thing about us, because, like now their communities are being hit, that's really the only chance Biden has to win, I think. And so that's why it's super bizarre, because like they're basically playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, but like during the general election. Like, they're just hoping to God that they get that Meteor B Dragon. And I know this is a reference that most of my subscribers aren't going to understand, but for those of you that do, yep. Anyway, but it's basically just like pinning all of your hopes on as many people dying because Trump's like an incompetent buffoon, and that's just shitty. Like, it goes to show, like, with the whole 60 Medicare thing, and that they don't care about Bernie supporters at all. Like, it's shocking how little they care about Bernie supporters, given that under 50 was a massive support for Bernie over Biden. So what does lowering Medicare from 65 to 60 do? Those people were voting for Biden anyway. Like, if anything, you should say you have free Medicare until you're 30, and then you should have a job by then or some shit. Like if anything, that would make more sense, because that would be aimed at Bernie supporters. It's super weird. I just got a textual message. Hold up, let me make sure that this is not diabolical. It is not diabolical. We are safe to continue recording. But I don't think Biden's got it. I think the whole method of trying to get Bernie out of the race as soon as possible was just super shooting yourself in the foot. Or, like, what is the term? Like, cutting off your nose to spite your face. Some stupid shit like that, right? Like, it's so dumb. He's not going to last. And the only way that the only way I can foresee Biden winning, and again, the universe is unpredictable right now. We have no idea what's going to happen. No fucking idea. If you were to told me 6 months ago that there is going to be a pandemic that's going to kill, like, millions of people throughout the world, and that Biden will be the nominee during it, I would call you a fucking moron. I would say, yeah, no chance, buddy. But, again, we live in an unprecedented reality. We have no idea what's happening. And really, the only hope that Biden has to win re-election is if a lot of people die from the coronavirus, and enough people die in enough key areas that will swing Trump away from being a leader to those key areas. Because, again, it doesn't matter about popular vote. It doesn't matter. It has no bearing whatsoever. And another thing is, like, how many voters that voted for Joe Biden in the Wisconsin, Florida, Illinois, and Arizona primaries are going to die from the coronavirus? It's non-zero. It's probably going to be at least a couple dozen, if not, more than 100. Who knows? Like, there's really no way to... We know that 360 poll workers were at a polling location where 2 people tested positive that were poll workers. Or 360 voters, rather, I should say, went there, where people... the poll workers had COVID, and then they interacted with them. So that's 360 people that could potentially have COVID. Disproportionately older people. So it's like one of those things where this could be really terrible for both of them. It's just we live in... Why are they gambling? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. If you had Bernie in the race still, if you just, called him up on the phone, it's like, stay in the race, or, don't tell him to drop out, or don't pressure him to drop out, and he's staying in the race, even if he loses in the end, that gives Biden more time to not look like a complete clown, to go on these TV interviews where he forgets what he's talking about and says, no, I shouldn't have called Trump incompetent. I didn't mean it. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean you didn't mean it? Like, what? Like, what? No, of course he's incompetent. He's also probably incontinent, for that matter. So it's like one of those things where it's like super bizarre plays. And the Democrats, and this is one of the things, the Democrats don't need to win, because they're going to make money either way. That's the thing. That's the core of it, is that these people are all getting paid no matter what happens, right? Literally, no matter what happens, these people are going to have a comfy job for the next 4 years, whether it's in the White House or whether it's in their stupid nonprofit meme pack. Like, they're still going to have their positions. They're still going to have their multi-$100,000 a year salaries. And that's really the most devastating part of it all, is these people don't even care if Biden wins. Like, they think it would be cool just for, like, their career page. You're like, I worked in the White House. Like just for that, like, they think it would be cool. But that's the thing here. That is the fundamental synthesis that I'm going to provide for you, is that these people don't give a shit if Biden wins or loses. They just don't care. So ending this primary sooner to unite the party, that's a pipe dream. That's not going to happen. And it just makes Biden have more time out on the open, being more vulnerable, and making him, like, for that matter, if we put, like, a zero-sum, like, kind of metric on his ability to do public speaking, having him do more public speaking because he's the nominee now, it might make him run out of gas sooner. Like, if you were to keep him in hiding, preserve his mental health for a little bit longer, maybe he lasts until, like, January before he completely blows a gasket, right? But in this instance, if he's trying to be a nominee, what if he blows a gasket in October? Oops, right? Like, you shouldn't have just given him those few more months. I don't know, it's bizarre. This whole primary is bizarre. I'm going to make a lot of videos kind of analyzing the primary as a whole. But goddamn, this shit sucks. Like, this is a disaster. And I just don't get it. I don't get the strategy. I don't get it. But maybe maybe I do get it. Maybe it's just they don't care. I think that's the strategy is they just don't care. But as far as like trying to win, I don't see a path forward that doesn't involve a lot of people dying in red states. Not even red states, but swing states. So it doesn't like if a lot of people die in fucking, you know, South Carolina, who gives a shit, right? Like a lot of people die in Georgia. Oops, right? But like a lot of people have to die in Michigan, Ohio for this to win, and it's just, I don't know. But who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again soon, everybody.